Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Scotty. First of the chat today. Oh, I'm going to get told off if I'm not careful. So, welcome. Anyway, hope you're all well and good, Scott. We just need to make a couple of slight adjustments. If someone is not in the correct place, I will get told off for such an event. So the Lord of all that matters is there. So, ooh, there we go. Only I would not spot that. Never mind. We're right now. Oh, and the camera's on her. That's there we go. So we've got all the tankies in. And yeah, I'm going to have to sit on the her because it's the thing that the laptop's sat on isn't level, so that's why the camera angle is a bit weird. And yes, we do have quite a few mollies in there now as well. So, Jeremy is here. Greetings, sir. Willkommen. Bienvenue. Ciao. And my namesake, Mr. Oliver, good evening. Or as I called him the other day, the Ginger Jesus. It's kind of apt. If you're going to wear sandals like that without socks, you're going to get called Jesus. I'm sorry. It's just going to happen. Especially with the beard and the hair. It's just... thank you very much, Scotty. Got to have coffee. Can't be without coffee. So, as we've got a few peeps here now. So I hope everyone's had a good and productive week, fishy-wise. Work and life-wise, we can leave that aside. I mean, we didn't need to worry about that. So, yeah, and I'm only playing because I only play with everybody. Nobody is safe. So what's happened around here this week? I mean, technically not a huge amount. There were lots of water changes. Fair bit of napping. Can't tell now, but I was actually clean shaven at one point. Yeah, Sharpe knows how to shave. Shock horror. I even knew how to iron. Yeah, ironing my clothes. I had a job interview. I hear back middle of next week as to whether I've got it or not. I thought it went okay. So, fingers crossed on that. And as the title of this stream does point to, we did get some new shiny fishies today. But more of that later. Yeah, hold you in suspense. No, it's yeah, so yes, water changes, cleanings, tidyings, had a good trim in the Pleco Farm Flex. Dee Dee, my dear, how are you? Yeah, we pulled quite a lot of plants out of there, mainly crypts, Wendetii, which have been moved into various other tanks. And when you've got a 15-gallon tank and the crypts are sort of getting on for 2 foot tall, it's time to move them, really. Also trimmed about a foot off of one of the Anubiuses in there. I say one of the Anubiuses. It's all one Anubius, but it was about 3.5 foot long. So yeah, it kind of needed a bit of a trim. Basically, because the light wasn't getting down to the bottom of the tank, the flow wasn't getting anywhere near the front of the tank, and there was a rather nasty looking spot where everything had settled. Coincidentally, where the algae wafers go in and the plecos feed. You can imagine. So we sorted that out, moved the plants about, Still got to find a home for the Anubias. It's sat in there now. With one of my new fishies who is hiding. Don't blame him. He's only little. Expensive, but little. And Lady Messelhead, good evening, my dear. Rock on. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers what's been going on around here fishy wise. Although, and I'm not going to knock the store because I think it's probably happens in every store. If you ask for a special order, you get a special price. So I've been asking for them to order in the fish that I've recently purchased today for quite a long while. Now, if you get hold of some, let me know. I'll have them. And how best to put it? One of the species I wanted, which is what I bought 3 of, on special order they wanted £35 each, about $50, with a 50% deposit. They're selling them at £8.50 each, or £25 for the trio. I'm glad I didn't buy them at a special price. Kenny, good evening, Kenstar. Lord Kenneth of Kensington. And Anthony and his fishery friends are lurking and driving. Careful how you lurk and drive. I don't want Priscilla blaming me for anything. And the other species that I got, which I only got the one of, that's all I really needed. I mean, yeah, if I'd have had cash to burn, I would probably have got more, but they're not small. Is a species I've been after for a best part of a year now, I think. So I've finally got one. So what did Sharpe get? Will you stop waffling on and tell us what the damn fish were that you got, Sharpe? I can hear you all saying that. Oh, what we got? The little dude that's in here and is hiding up. And the trio that's in there and scootering about and coming up the front to say hello. We have a male Limia perugiae, or Perugia's live bearer, an endangered species of live bearer, obviously, and a trio of Nanacara anomala. Anomala. Yes. Say that when you're drunk, Nanacara anomala. Or if you just had new teeth fitted, because you're going to spit them across the room if you try saying that. So we'll go with Anthony had to drop Prissy still off at the airport. We were much happier a few hours ago. Oh, no doubt you were happier. Priscilla snuggles. I think we'd all be happier getting Priscilla snuggles. So if we have a look in here, we might actually see some fishies. Oh, where are they? There we go. I think I've got 2 girls and a boy. Or I might have 2 boys and a girl. I don't know, but they definitely look a bit different. They're not showing much in the way of colour at the moment. They're otherwise known as the golden-eyed cichlid. They're basically a dwarf version of the blue acara. And then, if you can spot somewhere in there, in amongst probably that mess of plants, yeah, or hiding in amongst the rock and the snails, there is a small baby Limia perugiae. And then the rest are just usual mollies and bristly noses, although the super reds are getting quite a good size now. And should be able to start singing them soon. So that's what we have for new fishies. Nothing too exciting or groundbreaking. But hey, Acaras are awesome, electric blue Acaras especially, and Nanocara is just a smaller version. It's a Nano Acara. So yeah, cool. They're pretty, they're friendly, easy to breed, relatively. Blah 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 blah. All very good, very nice. My thinking is, being a dwarf cichlid, so you don't get much bigger than 3 inches. Yeah, one length. Um, they're suitable for a lot of tanks, whereas again, this is the difference between the UK and the US, is the size of our tanks are generally smaller. So a 57 litre or 15-gallon flex is a decent sized tank most people might have in their house. And a 3-inch Acara in a 15 or 20-gallon is a good centerpiece fish. Looks super cool and stunning. It's friendly. It's not going to eat all your live bearers and your tetras. It's not going to get angry and aggressive. So they're a good fish to sell as well, I believe. They're cool. I like the look of them. They're pretty. They're fun. They're awesome. And they should sell well if I can breed them. And if, as fingers crossed, I hopefully have a male and 2 females, we should be able to get something worked out there. That's the general theory behind it anyway. Misfit is here. Evening, Brennan. I say evening as it's just getting dark here, or just gone dark. And that's not a racist comment. I'm going to be racist. It's not going to be that subtle. Yeah. All is fine here. We had a good wander around and chat at Tibbetshaw St Mary Church today. We were going to do some filming, but there were other people around, so probably best not to wander around with a camera talking to oneself whilst other people are around. And they weren't people we recognised as, i.e., local historians or ghost hunters or anything like that. So they were quiet and they were respectful enough, but it doesn't feel right filming those kind of videos with people around. But rest assured, there will be more coming from that church in the not too distant future. Although that does mean I've now got to figure out what I'm going to do for videos this week. I need to do a fishy video and a history / paranormal video. Go away notifications. So yes, that's about where we got to. Obviously, this week's videos being the species profile on the Neolamprologus similis, shelly dwellies, and the exterior tour of St Mary's Church, Attleborough. Much lighter atmosphere outside than it was inside, let's be honest. Inside was not a pleasant place to be. Whether that was personal, directed at me, or I don't know, but it wasn't nice. When you're watching and listening to the video back to check that it's all okay and you hear loud bangs in the video that you didn't hear while you were there, yeah, not good. And there's Tapman Dan. How do? Mr. Daniel keeping fish. Evening. So, as you just got here, I shall repeat. New fish. Male Limia perugiae, so I can now breed those. and a trio of Nanacara Anomala, which I got as a special. Well, I got at normal sale price rather than the special price, the scary special price. So yeah, the only other real thing of note I did this week, I'd say, was a job interview on Friday, which is never fun to do. I hate job interviews. Someone who suffers with anxiety, they're not the best things to do, but I think it went fairly well, so fingers crossed. And something did turn up in the post this week. Not because the person who should have been sending it is old and crap, because I'm old and crap and I forgot to send the email to say what my address was. That was because I was watching the. Dan, the problem is, not only did they have the Nanacara and the Limia, they also had all sorts of gorgeous epistogrammas. And I didn't have the money nor the tanks to put them in quarantine, so we didn't get those. But yes, so I also had electric eels and Chana and Drow. Yeah, I'm not sure which I'd rather put my fingers in the tank with. I think probably the Chana, the door snakeheads, if you didn't know. So from the Aquarium Adventures live stream, I won a keyring, of which I chose the This Sucks Pleco version, rather than the This Blows Puffer version, or the Aquarium Adventures badge version, or the kind of infamous by now Flowerhead. What do Flowerheads have? They have a cock. So yes, one of his logos is a cock. So there is the cock ring as well. And the camera's doing weird things, so let's just... there we go. Reset the focus. Always all right, too many fish, too little tanks and money. Yes. Although thankfully at the moment no one else seems to be going into caves, so we should be safe for at least a week. Because right now what I really don't want is for Fred and Gingy to get all cavey, because they've already got a batch of plecklets in the bristle box, in the breeder box in that tank. So yeah, I'd rather not be setting up two breeder boxes in the same tank. Oh, excuse me. Because obviously I do trust the shop I bought them from, but as I say, they only came in on Friday, so I want to quarantine for at least a week to check nothing bad is going on. There he is. He's only a little boy, but the male limias are smaller than the females, and he did have some colour on him in the shop. So is the camera being weird, or is it me? Yeah, it might just be me going out of focus. That wouldn't surprise me at all if I lost focus and clarity. Just kind of gradually blurred out into nothing. Well, I'm blurring out fairly well anyway. That's what happens when you're out of work for nearly a year. Eat and drink the same amount, but just don't move very much. You kind of gain weight. Yeah, they had Pistos wise. They had Viejas, Super Red, McMaster Eye, Agassiz Eyes, Cacatoides, Panderinis. They literally had about a dozen tanks that have got a Pistos in. And they're tiny, but that's just the way they come in. There's only... You have to get very lucky to find fully grown Pistos for sale. Again, that's another one where if I can... Because I have bred them in the past. If I can get those breeding, they will be another good seller. Because they'll... Again, dwarf cichlids, smaller tanks, perfect fish. Along with the shellies. Live in a hard water area, so You want a tank that doesn't need a lot of light, because more light will grow more algae, and not too big, and they're fun and they're friendly, and as everything I said in Monday's video about them, shellies are just awesome fish. So when you live in a hard water area, they're kind of the perfect little fishes to get. So they had these gold ockers, sorry, ocellatus. I had the Brashadi cichlids in. All these things would be superb. I mean, if I ever get sick of plants and stuff, that's going to sand, and it's going to have shellies and Brashadis in it, and maybe some Julidochromis, if that wouldn't be a bit too much. Yeah, that kind of is sort of the perfect tank for around this area. Although I'm not sure how well a bristlenose would do with shell dwellers. But whether the shellies would, yeah, the shellies would either attack it or they just wouldn't breed because the damn pleco kept trying to eat their shells, ruin all their careful aquascaping. Yes, I'm kind of losing the plot now. So again, if I've missed anyone in chat, hello. I didn't mean to. Apologies. If someone has made crude jokes, then oh, shelly scrap. It'll go back and forwards like a saw. Yeah, I mean, even their fights are basically comical. So you know. Then the Vihita, Rivita Gold. I'm sure the fish tastes better than the Rivita food does. Got to look better as well. Good evening, Alison. Welcome. Prepare for the weirdness. As Brendan's already accused me of being weird, I might as well just be weird. Or if I let my entire weirdness go out, there'll be no one here. So yes, anything else happened this week? Anything else? Job interview, new fish, wander around churches, had to fish a kitten out of a shrimp tank. Oh dear. Bless. So what you're saying, Dan, is you're going to be going because you now got a soggy pussy to deal with. Come on, you can't blame me for going for that joke. Blatantly obvious one. It had to be done. Ew, what is that on my glasses? I don't know. It's gone now anyway. Yeah. There's yeah. As I am so glad that Zach wasn't a fish attacker, that he was a fish lover. Now we've all seen the video, setup video of the dog putting the goldfish back in the water, which looked suspiciously like the dog's water bowl. Yeah, Zach is the kind of cat that would have done that if he could. For my fish, for anything else, he'd attack, mate, and kill. But you know, yeah, he's very, very cute kitty, and I've got to admit, very cute trouble little kitty. Needs lots of fusses and loves. I don't think it's going to be a case of Dan doing a video on the kitten. I think it's more a case of the kitten's going to turn up in the video. One of those ones where, oh, what's Dad doing? Let's stick my nose in and see what happens. As cats tend to do. They're like, what the heck's going on? That's not normal. So yes, we are getting kitty veered, so we can all do full on. Oh, cute, squee. Maybe what. Dan, I've seen enough videos, and yours especially, to know that that's what cats do. They're not supposed to be in the video, but they make themselves a star. That time I was doing a video on my pond, and that floof monster decided to turn up and steal the show by being aloof. What's my most favourite fishy above all else? I'm not really sure. It kind of changes, but my perfect fish, my dream fish, is one that everyone else wants. But for some strange reason, I'm the only person that can breed them. And they're extinct in the wild. Yeah, I do love my dwarf cichlids, I've got to say. Dwarf cichlids are cool. Bristle noses, plecos in general are awesome. And hell, you don't have that many bristle noses if you don't like them. Although it does always make me laugh when someone complains how much their one bristle nose poops. Good evening, Bob, Mr. Kayla, sir, of the Aquatics, Exotics and Arc fame. And as I'm sure he's close by. Hello, Yazzie. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. Oh, it's £3 to £4 a piece on Aquasnack. Yes, but what about the shipping? That's always the thing, because shipping is normally what kills online sales for me. I always look carefully into what shipping costs are, no matter what I'm buying. There's the times I've seen people who've gone, oh no, get it from there, it's cheaper. And you go, yeah, it's cheaper, but it's okay, so it's £2 cheaper, but it's £4 postage and packaging, where get it from there, it's £2 more expensive, but postage is free. No, it's cheaper there. Evening, and why rock? Cos rock. Evening, Eric. And local Austin, escaping family for a moment to smoke a ciggy. Oh well, I love you too, bro. I shall smirk a tab with you. Yeah. Eric sleeps in those leggings. He actually calls them his pulling pants now. That's what he goes out on the pulling. Goes walking around Walmart with Rico Stan's face on his crotch. And doesn't get weird looks, because that's kind of normal. Walmart, the only place you can walk around with Rico Stan leggings and not get weird looks. Did miss on a trick though. They should have been a kissy face Rico on the back, right on the butt cheek. Or hair. That would have been funny. You know, someone actually having the, pardon the expression, having the balls to wear them. Exactly, and I've never been to Walmart. My main experience of Walmart was Bob's Old Streams, when he used to park up in the Walmart parking lot, the camera facing out of the truck. We always sat there in the chat going, "What the hell?" Yeah, yeah. But people that size shouldn't wear lycra. She looks like sausages. Um, yeah, there were some particularly grim sights. I'm aware. No, I shouldn't wear lycra because I would look like sausages. I mean, if I wore a belt and a tie on the same day, I'd look like sausages. You know? But for that reason, I don't. And thank you very much, Bruno, for becoming a Zach friend. Oh, Zach, you are now befriended to a deceased cat. Well, his body might have gone, but his spirit's still around. Definitely still around. Keeps nipping my blooming toes lately. That's my fault for having my feet in the wrong place in bed. He has his place where he sleeps, and if my feet happen to be there, then they need to be moved. And they get nipped until I do move them. Yeah, living with ghosts. Not as scary as you think, really. If you're not expecting to get bitten on the foot by a cat. Rico's on Pam's panel last night. Dee Dee, Skipper, Ed. Oh, that does sound like a good panel. That sounds like a very fun stream. As long as the ladies weren't comparing to see who was biggest, because I don't think anyone could deal with that. 3G! Willkommen. How's it going, Greg? Oh, Mr. Wyrock. No, don't worry, I won't try. I won't go with the original German pronunciation. Just got back from a fish swap with two L201 Snowbally Plex. $35, easy around 50 to 60 each, more than pleased. Exactly, that's a bonus. I mean, so when I got the Neo Similis, they were just listed as shell dwellers. So with the multis, the multifasciatus being more common, that's kind of what I assumed they were. And then I was watching some videos and I thought, they don't look like mine. So I did a bit more checking. I got the Similis, which generally sell for quite a bit more than the multis do. Just two, but you want more. Of course you want more, they're plecos. You can never have too many plex. Amount of accidents I've had, it's surprised I don't have my feet in the wrong place on my body. They are on the end of my legs, just. I'm not mullered, but they're there. Oh dear, someone dribbled a little while. Did you wet yourself, Dee Dee? It's okay to admit it here because it's happened here more than once. There's a certain lady who isn't here tonight because she's away at a ice hockey game with her son, who has had more than one accident. Good point. If Harry got the right two, then he might get more. Just give him some wood, a cave, plenty of plants, plenty of food, and play Nightwish. I think that is the trick. Play symphonic metal or classical music. And yeah, that tends to work for me with plecos. So but yeah, you never have too many plecos. The moss poles, oh dear. As long as no one was dancing on the moss pole, and as long as it wasn't teeth in. Oh dear, need some more Fixodent. Yeah, as long as it wasn't Bob Moss's pole, we're okay. Bob's Paco's. I nearly got myself in trouble there. I nearly used the wrong vowel on the end of Pacu. Pacu's raising a ruckus. Oh, the old ball cutter fish, they do that. It is the Pacus that have got the basically human teeth, haven't they? Oh, Eric's definitely got a pair to wear them leggings. And I just realised I'm in Top Chat. And you know why that is? It's because no one told me. And because I'm old and crap. Not that anything's extra going to come up, but pardon me. The reason we burp before we light the lighter is we don't like to blow the lighter out. Peace. Yeah, weirdly human dentition. Yeah, I thought it was the Pacus. And their jaw shape is also strangely human as well. So, and they do kind of share a similar diet. So they eat food that they need to crunch, and they also eat food that they need to bite. So it makes sense to have incisors and molars. But yeah, when we're talking about a fish that likes to eat walnuts that drop into the river, yeah, you thought you just had to worry about the kangaroo swimming up the old fella. The Pacus about they might eat your walnuts. Exactly, better for eating fruits and nuts. Yeah, and that's how old men go Pacu fishing. They just dangle them off the edge of the canoe. No pun intended. It is the thing that most people know about the Pacu. And then people think they're some kind of giant piranha, so they're lethal, dangerous attack fish. No, they're not. They're actually pretty chill. They will bite you, but you got to give them reason to bite you. I'm sure Bob actually strokes his Pacu fairly regularly, and that wasn't meant to be a pun either. We've all had fish that enjoy a fuss. And my spazzy boy used to love a belly rub. In the end, it was the only way I could catch him. And try using a net, and yeah. So sweet and gentle, I ask for rubs. Exactly. And it's like you get with some dogs or some cats where they'll mouth you. They'll like a bite, their teeth are on your hand or something, but they're not actually. Just have a taste, just to check. But yeah, as I say, Spaz like his fusses. Donkey used to like hers as well. Bert and Ernie aren't too fond of their fusses. Spotty don't like them either. Yeah, I got. And the mollies, well, you don't really stroke the mollies; they just come up and chew on your fingers and your arm when you put your hand in the tank. if you've got dry skin on your arms, just put your arms into a live bearer tank, and if it mollies or platties or guppies, they'll soon eat all your dry skin for you. Yeah. Trying to think what flavour of fish it was they actually used in the health spas on people's feet. I think it got outlawed. I know it got outlawed here. APC, looking at 20 quid. Yeah, exactly. So, 20 quid postage, or plus the cost of the fish when I can get a trio for 25. They were Gara. But yeah. Plecos. Pleco. Hey, we all have different ways of pronouncing different things. Some are slightly more annoying than others, but just live and let live. That's what I say. Different regional dialects and accents. If I spoke proper English, everyone would be able to understand every word I said. You can't be having that. Then half the jokes don't work. Yeah, so what do you say? They were 4 quid each, so 4, 8, 12. Yeah, cheaper to just go there and buy them. Yeah, as I say, it was an LFS, Alison, so this is 20 minutes away, something like that. New fish have I've not been eyeing, I've been buying, Bob. I decided sod it. Well, 2 of the fish I've been after, one I've been after for a shortish while, a month or so. One I've been after for a year. So we got them. Not koi, no. I don't do mutant carp. If I was going to get Cyprinus carpio, I would get pure wild common carp. But yeah, so Mufti John is here. So let's see if they're out and about and have a look at the new fishies. Oh, looks like little boy's hiding up again. Oh, we do have some movement. So in here, Bob, we have a trio of Nanacara anomala. I think 2 boys and a girl, or 2 girls and a boy. And then in there somewhere, in amongst the murk and the snails, let's see if he'll come out, or if he's just going to hide. Yeah, he's just hiding. Is a male Limia perugiae, or Perugia's live bearer, because I've got 2 full-grown females, so I've been after a male since I got the females, which is about a year now. Paku is actually pronounced Lego. And Lego is actually pronounced goddamn bastard when you stand on it. Clucky, howdy Simon. Busy building a fish room, didn't realise it was so late, having too much fun. Well, no. I'll give you a pass on that one, because building a fish room is more important than some weird person waffling on about fish and randomness. So yeah, we'll let you off with that one. I don't hold anyone to, why weren't you at my stream? I am heartbroken that you didn't turn up for my stream. What do you mean you have a life? Yeah. What do you mean you actually sleep at that time of day? Yes, some people do get like that. I don't. I understand. We all have lives. We all have jobs, families, hobbies, other things we do. Much as we might like to spend 24/7 watching fish family type stuff, we do all have other hobbies and other things whatever in our lives. So, as I said, if I don't watch your streams, that's not because I don't like you. It's not because of some reason that you've offended me or something. It's because I'm bloody asleep at that time in the morning. That's why. It's because I'm chucking out the Zeds. I'm either snoring or technically dead. Seriously? It's Mr. Dansley. Greetings, sir. It's been a while. And Mr. Dennis is here. Hello, hello. Good morning. Bloomneck Dan, ain't seen you for a while. Welcome. Hope all is well and healthy and wealthy with you. And all your little fisheries are doing well. Yeah, I've been missing my photographs of roses. And collaboration of curiosities. G'day, my dearest. Yeah, Flame and Galar. And yeah, that was a really awful Australian accent. I do apologise. Doing well, busy, been lurking mostly. Yeah, fairly well. As I was just saying, we have lives. Things happen. Yeah, hobbies change. Sometimes you might think, I've had enough of watching the same bloody live stream every week. I need a break. Or, oh, this new hobby has suddenly piqued my interest. So I'm now watching more videos about this hobby than I am about this hobby. Or, 2 out of 10. So better than Castlemaine then. But actually, no, shouldn't knock Castlemaine that bad. Foster's. That's like someone got a syringe and put some alcohol in amongst the soap suds after the washing up had been done. Afternoon in Connecticut. See, that's one of those weird things with American English is the letters that get pronounced that would be dropped in the UK, and then the letters that don't get pronounced. Yeah, yes. 2 countries separated by a common language. Castlemaine 4X are some of the best ads ever. Like they were. Pretty much any of the Australian adverts are hilarious. Was it one for the? What was it for? I think it was a Toyota or something with the sheepdog who was just going bugger. Or it's just a bunch of people doing things and it going wrong and he's just saying bugger. And Keith is here. Mr. Caged Aquatics himself. Howdy, howdy. Foster's, yeah. Foster's ads, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I suppose I could really slate all beers because I don't drink anything now. So yeah, there's the proof I'm not Australian, people. I don't drink. Yeah, I could do Bob, but I'm too lazy. I'd be the world's first sit-down comic. Just old enough to remember adverts of cigarettes on TV. Oh, bless little baby. I don't necessarily remember the cigarette adverts, but I do remember very well the Hamlet and Condor adverts for the cigarettes or cigars. Lumpy, hey, hope all is well. 36 in 2 weeks. So yes, Adele, you're a little baby girlie. And I don't mean that to sound as condescending as it is, but you know, a couple of months I'll have a decade on you again. So you know, I was 10 when you were born. Bob was late 20s. So yeah, yeah. There's other people have said one of the great things about Fish Fam is the just big spread of age groups and cultures and backgrounds, and we're all different, but we all manage to get on because we all love fish. Castrol GTX adverts during Christmas Star Wars. Oh God, flashback. Yeah, were they the ones with the original? Oh, original Honda NSX in, and both the, oh yeah, 31 years older than me. Oh dear. Would I be opposed to coming up on a stream? I'm not opposed to it at all, Brandon. I say only issue is timings because it is basically 7 p.m. here now. So if you do the maths, well, we're 5 hours ahead of Eastern. So if you do the maths from there, if you're having an evening stream in the US, it's middle of the night here. It's in May. Dennis will hit the 3/4 century mark. Well, you should play cricket for England then. Need to keep R2 from getting rusty. Bob and Pam are 137 years old. Oh, yeah, technically. Yeah. Best way to get a hold of me is Facebook Messenger. Generally, I'm on there. Or just tag me in something. Or shout at me in a chat somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Time zones are a pain in the butt. So I'm guessing, Adele, it's silly early morning over there as well. Bad maths. You're close enough, lump. 134. Let's be honest, Bob's forgotten how old he is, so you know, got to that age where got so used to saying, I'm going to be this old next birthday. Yeah, 453. Oh, I am sometimes awake. I say awake. My eyes are open and I'm out of bed at that time in the morning. Sometimes that doesn't mean I'm awake. There is a vast difference. I'm not awake until there's been several of these and at least one of these gone down there. I mean, I barely rank as human at the best of times, so everything dog ears. But it's a thing, though, isn't it? Sluts for doing little hits or little sluts. I was wondering what they're getting up to behind multiplying or trying to eat each other. Because there's 30 odd mollies in there now. Staggering around with hair in a mess. My hair's always a mess, don't worry about that. Bob is the closest we have to Dr. Doolittle. Bob does lots, that's the thing. Yeah, it was Gararufa. Dog end years for me. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, when people get to a certain age, they start telling you how old they're going to be next birthday. Then they get so used to telling you how old they're going to be next birthday that that's what they think their age is. And then it gradually gets ahead of them. So I've, been enjoying Bob's Baby Snack videos. Yeah, I say it's reptiles, so snakes or lizards. They're cool, they're cute, interesting. It's one of those things I've not handled them much myself. I mean, obviously, I've handled a one-eyed trouser snake more than once, but I've not got enough experience myself of handling them to know whether it would be a good idea for me to get one. Because for all I know, I might be scared of them. I know I don't want a giant spider for a fact. I know I don't want one of those. Haha, super smart lump. Just learned to respond. Shit. Yeah. So the year you were married rather than try and remember how long. How long have you been married? Oh, we've been married since 19 whatever or 2000 and whatever. And people go, oh wow. Yeah, Bob's gonna have more snakes than fish. He's gonna need it. You know what you need, Bob? You need a water snake. That's the only way. That's the that's the only way forward. But and speaking of, I know it's not a snake, it's an eel, but I did have an electric eel in the shop today when I went in. Expensive, but that was very tempting. Snakes are much easier in the aquariums. Well, at least if an aquarium leaks, you just get water on the floor. If a vivarium, or yeah, vivarium leaks, you got a snake somewhere loose in the house. Oh, thank you very much, Bob. And so there will hopefully be more like that coming up. Um, I've got to figure something out for this week because I've run out of videos. Oops. Um, I haven't got. Well, the only thing I've got recorded at the moment that I could put out is the fur and feathers section of Swallow Aquatics, part 6 of the tour. So I'm going to have to get my booty and a scooty and get going. Miniature goats. Ooh, yeah, miniature goats are cool. Good one, Dennis. Always change the date so it works out I'm 39. Get a laugh or a puzzled look. When you get the puzzled look, you go, yeah, I've had a hard life. Enjoy your din-dins, Danny boy. Don't go giving yourself indigestion by eating too fast. Remember to eat correctly like an English gentleman with your fork upside down. Fork in one hand, knife in the other. Yeah, I never understood that. No, you have to have the fork with the curve facing upwards. That is the. If you have the curve facing upwards, it acts like a spoon. You can get more on it easier. As you close an aquarium, you have a reptile habitat. 10 reps now, and something like yeah. You got plenty of aquaria left to go, Bob. Say, water changing that lot, rather you than me. I've kind of got to roughly my limit of the amount I'm willing to do water changes on with 15. Yeah, miniature goats are cool. Fainting goats are even cooler. If you've seen those, they were literally the sacrificial goat. That's where the saying comes from. As in days of old, when knights were bold and condoms weren't invented, they drilled a hole in a telegraph pole and children were prevented. No. Yeah, literally. In ye olde days, the shepherds would have a fainting goat with the herd. So that when Mr. Wolfie came along, the sheep did a runner, and the fainting goat went and got eaten, which meant all the sheep were safe. Because while Mr. Wolfie is eating Mr. Fainting Goat, all the sheep can run away. So that's where the term sacrificial goat comes from. Not just from Satanists, which is complete falsehoods anyway, but you know. So you get in reptile racks. Oh, why does the term reptile rack remind me of some really bad sci-fi or horror movie, fantasy movie? Attack of the Lizard Women kind of thing. Because nobody wants to see scaly boobs. Oh. That is the problem, Dan, is anytime anyone mentions the word racks, that's where my mind goes. And I've got a rack behind me. I've got a rack in front of me as well. But, you know. I've also got more chins than the Chinese phone book. But, you know. Nothing we can do about that at the moment. Well, yeah, I could try and do some exercise maybe, or eat less, but let's be honest, neither are going to happen. I don't exactly eat a lot at the moment, so the way things are going, my weekly food bill will probably be less than the weekly fish food bill. I'm down to my last kilo sack of algae wafers at the moment, so you know. Yeah. I'm going through a kilo of algae wafers in 2.5 months. That's not good. Kilo being 2.2 pounds. I'll just grab the bag. If I can actually open it. Oops, it's all soggy and wet on the outside. Oh, no, we do still have some dust and a few left in that bag. Yeah, literally, that's the size bag I buy algae wafers in. No, they're not actually expensive. They're like £13-15 on Amazon. They're actually pretty good. Blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, they do actually have. Well, let's read the composition, the ingredients list. So 15 mil, so just over ½ inch. Algae wafers with krill, spirulina, algae. The spirulina is algae. Spinach, wheat germ, mollusks, and alfalfa for all bottom-feeding fish, shrimp, and snails. Oh dear. Ooh, that tasted better the first time. So, grain and grain products, algae, minimum 6% spirulina, spinach, alfalfa, wheat germ, herbs, soybean, bark, lignite, fish meal, mollusks, fish oil, krill, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So, yeah, all the numbers read well. And if they weren't no good, I would have 600 bristle noses over there. Oh, Do I see a baby? I do. I see my little boy Limia. So while he's actually out and about, we'll have a look. Here, little dude. Oh, 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 no. Someone looking at me. Looking at me all strange. And yes, that is Limia Perugio. It's not actually another one of the mollies. It was amazing how much protein, animal protein they put in algae. Yeah, me too, Dan. But you know, actually works out quite well because the bristlenoses do need a bit of protein in their diet. What brand? They are a herons brand, Bob. I'm not sure if they're available stateside. They might be a UK brand. Let's see. Is there an address? Yeah, heronspetworld.co.uk. Best before 04/2023. Feed several times a day using small portions. Store in a cool, dry place away from the sunlight. But, you know, you've got the best before date and you've got a batch number on the bag as well. So actually having a batch number is a good thing. But yeah, herons as in the big flappy thing that eats your koi. Yeah, every food does have animal protein in it already. It does. Which was a bit of a problem. I mean, I remember I was trying to get spirulina flake to feed the Limia and the Skiffia. Turns out they'll eat bloody anything anyway, and it doesn't bother them whatever. But I was looking at the various different types of spirulina flake that were on sale, and you're looking at it and you go, what? Then you look at the packet of the normal flake right next to it and you go, they've got exactly the same percentage of spirulina in the spirulina flake as I have in the standard flake. So it's the same thing. But one's more expensive. Lump's got first rice fish coming next week. Should fit in well in the unheated. Yes, they will. Rice fishies do like a cool tank. Alfalfa pellets, barley straw pellets, soybean whole pellets. All great. Cheap, no, only alfalfa will foul the water. Yeah, well, alfalfa's foul anyway. But yeah, so given the amount of algae wafers I go through, cost is a big determining factor. Yeah, because got a lot of plecos. I go through a lot of them. So no, I was quite chuffed when I found those because A, they're available in the big size, the £2 sack. B, they're a good price, and C, okay, they're not the perfect mix of ingredients. They're not the very best, but they're solid. They're not nasty, cheap things made out of 90% sawdust with a bit of green food colouring. Make my own. Oh dear, I couldn't do that. No, I struggle to feed myself with real food, let alone fish. Buy a year's supply of those 3 pellets at the price of a kilo of algae wafers. Dang. Yeah, fair enough. Might have to look into it. But I've recently found a place semi-locally that sells algae wafers by the 5 kilo sack. So it's a £11 sack of algae wafers, which I might get. That'd be quite amusing trying to write new fish food. This honking great sack sat in the corner like a potato. Still use the rotate them in. Yeah. What was it? It was alfalfa, barley, and soybean. I shall have a look next time I'm at the animal feed place. So they get the algae wafers, they get I get rapashi, I get normal pellets, zucchini, cucumber. If I happen to have broccoli or cauliflower, they get the stalks off of that. So they get a varied diet. It's not like all my fish get a varied diet. None of them get the same thing twice, 2 days in a row, except maybe the shellies. But in that case, they get fry food and baby brine shrimp most days, which seems to do them quite well, judging by the amount of babies there are in the tank at the moment. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yes, your blue eyes. Stop fighting. Yeah, you leave Mrs. Squishy Face alone. Bless her. There's one that just looks like she just swum into the glass at full flat whack and just swished her face in. She's perfectly fine. She's actually one of the parents. She's got fry, so the males obviously don't think she's ugly. Ingredients in the omega-1 veggie rounds: salmon, herring, wheat germ meal, rice bran, dry kelps, pea protein. Yeah, I'll say it's a slightly better or more precise list rather than just like fish meal. Get the 2 3/4 pound bucket. Yeah, but as I say, it's get what I can. Why is there so much animal protein? Exactly. It's a good job fish don't get fussy. But I am a vegan fishy. I cannot eat that. Veggie, yeah, veggie round, yeah. But that's kind of my sort of vegetarian meal would have salmon, herring, steak, burgers. And M&C, how are you, sir? Hope all is well. I hope you are doing well following the chemotherapy or chemotherapy. Helps them justify the price. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I think the reason the ones I get are as cheap as they are is I think they're the people that make them for probably most of the brands in the UK. And I'm pretty sure if you compared a whole heap of flake or algae wafers or whatever, yeah, probably all come out the same factory, just with a different label. Like so many other things these days, they all come out the same bloody factory, just got a slightly different label on them. Because we all know that person. Oh no, it has to be this brand because it's better than the other brand. And even if you can prove to them it's the exact same thing, comes out of the exact same factory, the only difference is the label, they still won't believe you that they're the same thing. But this tastes so much better because it's Waitrose, not Lidl muck. It's the same bloody thing. It's all dumb the fucker ever ate. No worries, since they're very high protein. This is it. It's yeah. Fishies need protein to grow, so and let's be honest, a lot of people, I'm not saying us lot, as hobbyists, as aquarists, majority of people who just have a fish tank with some fishies in. It's kind of more like an ornament, They put a bit of food in, and then when it starts looking really murky, they might change the water or clean the glass or clean out the filter, once a year or whatever. Yeah, they literally buy one tub of food, and that's what all their fish get fed. So for the majority of the people buying the food, it's probably best to have everything in the one food, just for the fish's health more than anything. Whereas us more discerning types who will feed a specific food to a specific fish. Oh, pardon me. Um, yeah, I said it makes sense for the manufacturers to cater toward the higher percentage of the sales rather than the smaller percentage that are more choosy. I mean, I lost count the amount of foods I've got now that I feed my fish. First, first ingredient, extreme spirulina. Grey flakes happens to be spirulina, and yeah, that is a shock. That is a surprise. Yeah, it shouldn't be. You know, if you're buying spirulina flake, it should be the main ingredient is spirulina. Maybe some egg white to bind it. Something like that anyway, or whatever binding agent they use. Probably guar gum or something like that. My opinion on colour enhancing foods. I've not really noticed any difference. I've fed colour enhancers, I've fed non colour enhancers. I think the colour of your fish depends more on how happy they are, or the background and the substrate and the tank. Freaky fish lady, good evening, my dear. Um, I know for a fact if I put my Neolamprologus similis on black sand, they'll turn dark overnight. Because the ones that live at the back of the tank, where the back of the tank is black, are a lot darker in colour than the ones that live at the front of the tank, where it's just white sand. Right? They eat the same diet, they live in the same tank, but because their shell is at the back of the tank where it's darker, they're darker. Yeah, colour enhancing. Yeah, it normally just means it's got krill in it. That's pretty much it. Yes, if your fish are happy and in suitable conditions, they will show their colours properly. If your fish are unhappy and stressed, then they won't show their colours properly. So I'm not saying that colour enhancing foods don't do anything. I'm not saying they do much at all. But it does help develop the red pigment once they got it, they don't need it. Multis on white sand, some are darker than others. Yeah, but where are their shells and their territories? Are they in darker parts of the tank? Because it literally is a divide. The ones at the back of the tank are darker, the ones at the front of the tank are lighter. Similar multis, but the same difference, really. Just a slightly different stripe pattern. Same with some colours of shrimp will be a stronger colour on certain colour backgrounds, and it's the same with fish. Extreme's great food, has some fish that demand frozen foods. Batfish hasn't eaten any of the 3 foods offered and consumed by tank dates 3 days. Caved in and gave the tank frozen. Exactly. And S is here, g'day. Sorry, Adele, we're back with a really bad Australian accents again. And Il Duce, Duke Eduardo is here. Bonsoir, mein chum. How the devil are you? You sexy beast. Mix, no different back and front. Fair enough. It's each to their own, but it's yeah. I'm not saying I've got anything that is remarkably brightly colourful. I've got platinum mollies, electric blue acaras, which don't seem to worry about what the hell's going on for their colour. And the dwarf neon rainbow is well coloured up. other than that, there is bristle noses and albino quarries, which haven't got any colour at all. It's kind of the point of them. And Mystery Snail Guardians is here. She snailed it. So now that means we're going to have to find a snail, aren't we? Do we have any visible snailage? Where's Big Bob? Oh, Big Bob. Where's Big Bob? Big Bob's probably having a snooze somewhere. It's that time of year. Big Bob is an airite snail that's the size of a mystery snail. In Ooge. Yeah, so we'll go with easy snailies. Ka-ching! Yeah. There we go. So we have some pink and blue ram's horns. Oh. Lump sat alone in a boggy marsh. Oh, and Eduardo's still got more Insta spam posts to come. Merrick, my lovely, how are you? I hope your trip to the ice hockey game all went well. Fist bump to Chris. I hope you managed safe and sound with no issues. All right, now, as I know you might actually, well, you might listen. Oh dear. Eduardo, when you get to the Clash, you've got to make sure that the hospitality room is called the Casbah. And then you got to rock it. Do that for me. Anyone coming to Repticon? I'm sorry. Oh dear. See, I read Repticon. It makes me think Transformers. It's like the Autobots and Decepticons. It's like the evil snake version is the Repticons. Oh no, Merritt, what happened? Went to hell. For training. Yeah, well, at least I didn't start singing about Peach's lump at Aquaticon. That's just the fishy bad guys, isn't it? Dojo Lurch going nuts. I'm guessing you got a weather change going on over there then, M&C. So probably barometric pressure change happening. Fishtoberfest is where the cool kids will be. Yeah, I'm not cool because I'm not going to be there. Obviously, different continent. And Mr. Dan Hibbard is here. Good evening, sir. Another week done. Another week's worth of customers. And some swearing. Knoxville, the one Fish Room Fever is part of. Ah, yes. Oh, no. Oh, well done, you've making it halfway back, Marrett, at least. Eduardo wants to go at school testing. Are they testing you, Eduardo, or the students? Because I'm not sure which is probably more dangerous. I know things you probably do need to be tested for. Let's be honest. Oh, Mary, you're going to be wasting away, girl. State test. Oh, dear. I used to enjoy tests. It was the coursework I hated. I'm perfectly fine. Just sit me down with a test paper and I'll sit there and go, yeah, there you go. Done. It's a whole lot less stressful. Yeah, some customers are all right. Yeah, then you get absolute weirdos like me turn up and start earwigging on all your conversations. Lower level tanks at 66. Tropical fish are doing good. Not happy, but okay nonetheless. Yeah, exactly. It's not like the weather stays exactly the same, the temperature stays exactly the same all the time in the wild, like people claim it does. pH goes up and down, the temperature goes up and down. When I was looking at the Chana Andreo, whichever you want to call it, dwarf snakehead today, and as you said on the tank, that on the label on the tank, this fish does need a temperature change in the tank between winter and summer, so it knows what time of year it is. Yeah, because that happens in the wild. Temperatures go up, they go down. It's not always exactly 74 degrees. Yeah, exactly. The main thing in limited volume is making the changes happen slow enough. Trying to give people advice when you may as well talk to a wall. Yeah, we've all been there, Dan. We've all been there. And what gets me is I used to get people asking me for wine advice when I worked in Sainsbury's. Now, I have no sense of smell, very little sense of taste, and I'm teetotal. And they were expecting me to give them advice on which wine goes best with which food. My take on wine is if it don't make your teeth itch, it's decent. If it doesn't make your eyes go oh after half a glass, you're safe. Easy, just drink it. Exactly. Drink it before you start eating, then it don't matter. Oh yeah, still water's temperature change from bottom to top is significant. Hence why koi carp swim to the bottom and stay there in the winter because it's a good few degrees warmer. If you go into the oceans, there's a thermocline where is a big jump. Got a pub crawl coming up. Oh dear. They call it pub crawl because you end up crawling. Unless you're in Ruby Falls Caverns 69F constantly, they don't allow fish tanks. Yeah. And if I was living in some caverns with falls in them, I think I would have other things on my mind than fish tanks. Like, why am I living in a cave? Going back to your hometown of Kings Lynn, oh dear. Oh dear. That reminds me of a meme. I'm sure it's applicable for every county or country. The meme I saw was I told him I liked it rough, so he took me on a date to Kings Lynn. Hey, I live just down the road from Thetford. The same thing is applicable there. There was a thing known as the Thetford Challenge, which is any time you went through Thetford, you had to look carefully and see if you could spot an attractive woman. To my knowledge, no one managed it. And you can breathe again. Yes, you can breathe and you can have a munch. My dearest Marit, you're going to be wasting away, girl. You can't be having that. Yeah. Have a good day, M&C. Don't work too hard. Have a good chill day if you can. Chill days are always good. I'm trying to have a chill life. No food, no nicotine the whole weekend. Yeah. If I tried that, there would be an axe murder rampage going on. Um, it would be top of the news. Angry Englishman travels to Ukraine with axe. Yeah. Attleborough. That's why I like Attleborough, Dan. Nothing happens. It's quiet and dead, and yeah, that suits me down to the ground. I don't want lively or exciting. I want, well, ooh, excuse me. Great advert for energy drinks. Still not sponsored. Yeah, I like quiet, sleepy towns. That might why I bought a house. Ah, there you go. You see, yeah, quiet, sleepy is always good. Quiet, sleepy, and pretty is better. It's, there are some kind of eyesore buildings in Attleborough, but there are some very nice ones. It's, yeah, I say the church is extremely pretty, even if I'm not welcome in it. Um, there's some very old buildings around here. I think I will have to do a video on the town hall at some point because that's been a lot of things in its history and is apparently haunted. Remote hollow in the mountains of Tennessee. I don't remember the name for a short statue of hairy backs. They're called hobbits, Bob. Uh, or little feet. It's nice sleepy towns until the out of towners move in. Yeah, that is very true, Dennis. It's very true. Attleborough has grown a lot since I moved here. 27 years ago, something like that. It's, yeah, it was. I mean, I could go walking a couple of 100 yards any direction other than that way and be in the countryside, but now it's about a mile to get out of town. Um, Herons, oh, I think Alison might be a little bit behind. Yeah, literally just herons, algae wafers. I get them off of Amazon with Prime free delivery, which works out well. I think they're the same price if you buy them direct from herons, just with postage. And the real fun thing, guys, about the small towns, especially around here, is a fairly rural area, as Daniel knows. What most of Norfolk is the city types move in and then start complaining about the mud on the roads or the weird poopy smells coming off the fields or the crows at the cockerels crowing at 5 a.m, or all the kind of countryside stuff that living in a city you never experience. And of course, they only visit the countryside on a nice warm day in the summer when none of that kind of thing is happening. And then harvest time happens and everything gets covered in an inch of dust and everyone's allergies go skyrocketing through the roof, or the oilseed rape comes into flower and everyone goes, oh, beautiful yellow flowers all over the fields. Achoo! Yeah, it's, yeah, so I've never really been a city boy, but I've lived in larger towns. I lived in tiny little villages. Lived in Satan's butthole. But yeah, small town is where I prefer to be. Now, the basic essentials are there that you need without having to travel to get things. So I mean, if I need fish food or I need a new filter or air pump, whatever, I can literally just, it's what, 5 minutes walk to the pet shop, and I can buy the basics for keeping fish. Can't buy fish, but I can get the some basic food and meds and carbon and all those kind of things. So, if I need to, I can. I just generally choose not to. It's not the greatest of stuff, but it'll do in a pinch. I mean, a heater's a heater. They're either going to work or they're going to go pop. It's a filter is a filter. Water goes in one end, goes through some sponge, and comes out the other. If you need one, you need one. Hence why I have a big tub up there of spare heaters and filters and that kind of thing, and air pumps. And well, I've upgraded things, or bought a new one or whatever, and the old one's not completely dead, so stick it in the tub, and if I need it, I need it. It's so you are a city girl, though, Marit. You are in a grande capital city. I mean, I would hate to live somewhere like London. That would be hell on earth. Just packed in like sardines and nah. Never actually dark. Go for a walk at 11 o'clock at night and everywhere's still busy and brightly lit. I don't know. It should be dark and quiet. Lumpy's going to bounce. See you later, buddy. Have fun. Don't relax too hard. Visiting London the first time. Why do I want to be here? It's like the Bay Area. Yeah, exactly. You've got the city of London, which is actually quite pleasant, quite a nice place, all the architecture and the history and stuff. But as soon as you get outside of that central area, it's a whole. Actually, come to a small town about 50 minutes outside of Oslo. Oh, small town girly, a little country bumpkin. Honolulu and Hawaii, same thing. It probably is for most, if not all, big cities. The original part of the city where the city sprang up from historically is a nice place, but everywhere outside of that, once you get past that initial expansion wave and when you start getting into more modern building practices and everything turns to that same grey, miserable, boxy concrete, you may as well just be in Tehran. Or downtown Baghdad. They all look the same. Made it back to do. Welcome back to do. Oh, this is going to get confusing. We've got a Daniel, a Dan, and a Dan. Oh no. 3D. I don't do 3D. It gives me headaches because I'm old. Reason I don't do VR either is that will give me a massive skull ache. I tried it once. About 30 seconds later, I had a headache, and it was like, yeah, no. And I get motion sick, so we'll give that one a miss. Yes, lots of sharkies. This is why people are glad I got rid of the cribs, so I don't have baby cribs. Do. Obvious. Yeah, but the thing is, Dad, I know it's you, so I'm still going to call you Dad, even though you changed it to obviously. Seriously. Oh, dear. Don't tell me you got another account that is seriously. Here we go. It's just. It's like when we got the aquatic morning show, and there'll be me, there'll be Mufti John, there'll be John Oliver, there'll be Hippie John, Another John. It gets a bit confusing. Hence why I tend to go by Sharpe, because there aren't as many Sharpies about as there are Johns. Um, and I've been called that ever since I was at school anyway, so I just kind of answer to it. There's other things I just answer to as well, but apparently YouTube doesn't like it if you call people them, or Facebook. Apparently it's qualified as bullying. You cannot call someone this insulting word. Why not? That's what I've been calling them all their life. Oh, thank you, Holly. I mean, despite the fact that there is the connotation with the toilet, um, it's, I'm going to go use the John. What connotation could you take that with? Are you going for a wee? Are you going to abuse someone by that name? Are you going to sexually abuse someone by that name? Who knows? God, I need a haircut. Have I given up the models? I've not given up, Bob. It's more a case of the mojo just isn't there. Um, the desire to sit there and stick bits of plastic has vacated the premises at the moment. I did get a bit of a hankering last week watching the news, and then thought better of it, as right now is not the best time to start building model Russian tanks. You're going to get yourself in trouble. And considering probably 95% of my entire model stash is Russian tanks, relatively modern Russian tanks that are still in use, yeah, best I dodge that one. I haven't even looked at planes that I've got, and they're all MiGs and Sukhois, which I actually looked at the markings I have, and none of the markings were Ukrainian. They were all Russian or Chechenian. So it was like, yeah, we're not building any of those. I get enough hate as it is. And I like my Russian tanks too much to be building them bombed out. So literally, if I count across that shelf, we got a French Panhard, we got a T90, a T54, a T72, a KV2, Terminator, an SU100, T54, SU85, SU122. Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Yeah. Yes, I have a thing for Russian armor. It is my weakness. But, yeah, not a good idea. Same as it wouldn't be a good idea necessarily to build a model of the Belgrano this year. Anyone who knows that knows what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to explain it because I might upset people. But think what happened 40 years ago in the South Atlantic. Yeah, the same reason I'm not going to be building a Harrier or a Sea Harrier either, or a Mirage. It's usually not a good idea to build a model of something during the anniversary of that thing happening. It tends not to go down too well. And yes, that was when I first felt old, was when I heard that kids were being taught about the Falklands conflict in high school history lessons. I was like, why are you teaching that? They can just ask their parents. Only tanks Dennis recognises as World War II. Right, well, what we got up there World War II wise? We have a KV2. We've got a Mark IV Hermaphrodite, which is World War One. We have Panzer IV, the Churchill, the SU-85 and the SU-100 are World War II. The Tiger. What's it got? Who is that? That's a Wolverine. Is it the M10? I can't remember. And we've got another shelf or two shelves of them up there. Mostly Russian, with a few Brits and American in there. And all the planes are upstairs because they take up too much space. Especially if you're starting 48th or 24th scale ones, take up a lot of room. Yeah. And the little 172 ones are easy. They can go anywhere, but when the models start getting yeah, you need a big shelf. Pardon me, bum trumpet. Oh, pardon me, mouth trumpet. Coming out both ends, all at once. Any breeding projects? Why, funny you should say that, Mr. Bob. I do. Along with the various bristlenosies and the shelly dwellies and the shrimpalies. That is the plan for the Nanacara and also for the Limia. So hopefully we can produce baby Limia, baby Nanacara, as long as we don't end up accidentally mixing Nanacara with Akara and end up with Minicara. I'm still hoping for the Subocellatus pelvicochromis to breed, but and also the Scyphia multipunctata and the Palliatus cories and the albino cories. If the mollies breed, I'm hoping the fry get eaten. Well, I know the mollies are going to breed. I'm just hoping that all the fry get munched, because there are 30 odd of them in there now. I did finally get, did I not show you, Eric? We do have the nanny caras. We got a trio today. So they're not coloured up. Hope if I actually look at where I'm pointing the camera rather than the fish themselves. So there we go. One trio of nanny caras, some super red bristlies. And somewhere in there he is, little boy Perugia. Little Limia. I was getting a bit of a because they were all small in the shop. Camera doing silly things again. Hello, Leah. Ah, they're nanocaras. They're mini caras, dwarfacaras, otherwise known as the golden eye cichlid. Yeah, so we've got those today. It was from the same place that quoted £35 each, Marek. I got 3 for £25 because they ordered them in on their own accord and I didn't special order them. Yeah, the Limia were expensive, but you know, it's a rare endangered species live bearer, so you expect those to be quite pricey. They were £9.50 each, so I only got the one male. Although, what are they? £9.50 each, 6 for £50, I think, something like that. But I haven't got room for half a dozen more, because they may be live bearers, but they're not little. And the females are, you know, chunky girls. A good 3.5, 4 inches long. But welcome anyway, Leah. Nice to see you, my dear. How long have you been lurking? So hopefully we should have some baby caras at some point, and some baby cories, and well, the shellies are doing what the shellies do. You just add more food and more shellies come. And yeah, I don't really have to worry about how to breed bristlenoses now, do I? Looking for a bit. Well, lurk away, my dear. I don't have a problem with people lurking. As long as it's not everyone lurking and I'm just sat here talking to myself for 2 hours. That is basically every live streamer's worst nightmare. I mean, starting a stream and nobody turning up is bad enough, but having a bunch of people turn up and nobody says anything in chat, that. Oh. What do I feed? Baby Corys, mine laying eggs, too many snails. Yeah, I've not got to that point yet. My Corys eat their own eggs almost instantly. So I get the eggs, and literally I've seen them laying them. I've turned around and gone to get the stuff to collect the eggs. By the time I got back, they've already been eaten. But now once I get some baby Corys of either flavour, either the Paleatus or the Aenus, the albinos, I will feed wise. It'll be Hikari first bites or some other crushed flake food for fry. But I will also have a nice malmy gungy bit of moss in the tank with them as well. Because then they graze off of everything that lives in the moss or the algae or whatever. So they have food available. And once they're big enough, some baby brine. Yeah, just same as I'd feed anything else, really. Move the high-fin pandas with no snail tank. I think that might be part of the problem, is the tank that I've got my Paleatus Corys in is full of rams, or full of micro ram's horns and Malaysian trumpets. So fairly well. Just lost you momentarily. Rotor problem. Not that I've noticed this end, Dennis. Could just be a brain fart on a computer. I'm not awake enough usually to realise these things. Movie interests. Yeah, funny enough, there's one movie that someone keeps recommending to me that I keep forgetting to watch. Yeah, I'll say most powdered fry foods are perfect for whatever baby fish you have, and then a nice mature piece of moss with plenty of babies or micro gunk living in it is always good as well for whatever fish. Sherry's been here from the start, so go back to just watching and not talking. Oh, bless you, Sherry. Well, you're always welcome to have a natter. You're safe here. No one's going to rip into your hair, because if they do, they're going to get a Sharpie ripped back into them. And a Sharpie can be very offensive and extremely hurtful, and go from 0 to 60 in a, oh my God, that escalated fast. So yeah, I want everyone to know this is a safe stream for people. I do read everything that goes on in chat. Evening, Scotty, Mr. Alien World. And I recognise the difference between a bit of banter, because I give it, so I've got to take it. If something nasty starts happening, I will jump on people, because I ain't got time for that. And most of the time, people don't deserve it. Cooking late breakfast, early dinner. Oh, don't talk about food, Holly. I haven't eaten all day. Well, I have. I had an egg custard tart and a cream slice, but that's it. That's all I've eaten today. Yeah, don't know why you're talking. Yeah, there's some of the best conversations, though, Scott, when you turn up 3/4 of the way through and you haven't got a clue what How's that set? Oh, fair enough, Sherry. If you just want to watch, just watch. I'm not going to jump down anyone's throat. You do what's good for you. If you want to chat, you're welcome to chat. If you don't want to, just chill and lurk. Scott just had a lay in. Nothing wrong with that, Scott. You're getting older. The older you get, the more sleep you need. Didn't eat yesterday having duck eggs and turkey sausage. Duck eggs I could go for. Turkey sausage I'm not so sure of. Hey, funky, funky. They smell like Northfin high protein krill flakes. Yeah, well, you smell like my Pleco filters. You know I love you, Funk. If I didn't give you grief, you'd start worrying. If I said, hello, Mr. Aquafunk, sir, how are you today, my friend? You would start worrying. You'd start looking behind you, wouldn't you? Yeah? So, exactly. Okay, it's nearly 3 p.m. Ah, well, we've all had them kind of lay-ins. That's normally about the time I'm waking up from either nap or second nap. It's all good fun. I know you can take it, you see, that's why I give it. It's give and take. We rip each other. It's all good. Exactly. Me being polite and nice just doesn't sound right. It's obviously fake. Anyone who knows me knows that's not me. Funk's across the pond too. Yeah, but Funk's pond is stagnant and full of mosquitoes. Oh yeah, Funk does smell funky. That's the thing though, you see, if I ever make it over to the United States of America land and I bump into Funk, Funk's getting a hug, whether he likes it or not. I give him a head with a pillow. Yeah, so if you ever hear an English accent shouting, Funk, you smell bad. Run, Forrest. When I moved to New York last century, people would say, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. Unnerving, but excuse me. Watch your back, coming through. Watch your back. Oh, yeah. Some of the first cup of coffee and the first cig of my entire life. Oh, Scott, video it. If you've not had a cigarette before, you're going to be hacking your guts up, my friend. Um, I'm normally the first cigarette is after something. He says as his lighter runs out of gas. Terrible, terrible lie. Yeah. What's you getting? Probably. I wouldn't blame the router. I mean, mine updates every so often. Weird things happen. It's the internet. They still haven't figured it out. First puff is the worst. Don't see how ever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, first time I smoked, I felt sick as a dog. Um, it's weird how addictions work, huh? It's like there are chemicals in there that your brain starts to depend on or thinks it needs, like caffeine, sugar, nicotine, alcohol. No, no, literal butane gas, Eduardo. That's what these ones work on. I've got lighter fluid as well because I do have Zippos. Um, Somewhere around here, I've got a World War II trench lighter, American one. Um, I can't remember where it is. I'll probably put it in a safe place and now can't find it anywhere. Exactly, butane, so yeah, lighter gas. First cig was a European Camel Light in like '99. It was. Oh, when was my first? Oh, geez. When I started, or when was my first? I would have been probably 7 or 8. It would have probably been about 1983. I had my first cigarette. Gas just reasonable explosive. I'm safe around explosives, Eduardo. That's fine. 45 years and I've only blown myself up once, so I'm doing quite well. There's been a few near things, electrocutions and poisonings and 99 when I was born. Yeah, right. I can't remember 99. Mine is I think it's a World War Two. It might be a World War One. Can't remember. It hasn't got the full lid like a normal Zippo has. It's got the small lid that just covers the actual wick. Yeah, no, I think it might be World War One. It's in a drawer somewhere around here. The actual case of the bottom is cased in leather. More like the Crusades. Yeah, well, you know, religious wars, they've been going on that long. And people still haven't learned from that one that it doesn't work. And RB is going to party like it's 1999. Yes, I don't remember 1999. I was drunk and high and stoned. But anyway, my time is up and I'm cutting into Brienne. I'm assuming Brienne is streaming tonight. So if everyone would like to pop over to Brienne's Fish Fam, I believe that is the channel name. I can't quite remember. I'm old and crap, and my memory's shot. And we'll go with the hashtag 1999 today, shall we? Let's keep it polite and pleasant for young Brienne. But anyway, thank you to everyone for showing up, for chatting, leaving a like, making me laugh, giving me content to talk about. Have fun. Peace out. Stay safe. Most importantly, rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah.